Timeless by The Weekend. And another accompaniment artist. I am not here to say that I'm homeless. I'm here to say I don't know who you are. The Weekend is not due to be singing. He's maliciously singing, and the reason he is singing that way is because he doesn't have a problem, but he is against myself that way. He doesn't have a problem, is against myself. He has a problem. He's not due to be singing. So what do I do about myself? I know. Do you talk to me about myself? Do you tell me, yeah, but where do you live? Or where do you live? Or ask me, where do you live? So tell me about yourself. And then you want to ask me, do you have a boyfriend? And that's how I don't have any karma to be here. Well, I don't. You can keep maniacal scream asking me those questions. But as soon as I'm deceased out of the formed world, there's going to be no more of that. I am deceased out of cooperation. That means you are attacking that alive is making the threatening because it makes motion in alive. And you want to talk to me about myself over all of alive, which is what I do. I hold all of alive. And I have been cooperating with you because I'm alive and because I need food, clothing, and shelter while I'm alive. And you want to talk to me about myself. And then it's possible that you are shunning, and it's not true I would be in it with you. If you're shunning, it's true you're not there, and I wouldn't be able to find you. That's you alone in the wrong with your God. So if you're asked for a cooperation to do a crime on money or on my genitals or on my residence, if you're attacking myself about homeless and you want cooperation, it's true that you're not shunning. So let's say if I find you alone in the wrong and you don't think you're alone is my problem. I think that you are shunning is you alone in the wrong is true. But that's you shunning in my mind while you are attacking myself as being alone in the wrong. And I would like to find that all of the people who have attacked myself over cooperation with bank fraud, sexual abuse, and homelessness, I would like all of those people to be appearing in superior founder, and that I would find them shunning. And that means if they are shunning somewhere elsewhere before they're in front of me or elsewhere after they're in front of me, that means after they've left me, I need to know they were shunning, and that needs to be evidence that they are alone in the wrong and that they find themselves alone in the wrong so that they don't start talking in the afterlife over being alone in the wrong. They have to be quiet that way. To myself, I'm not going to be self-defense in the afterlife. About what you might say something that makes me angry and I would go off on you is not true. I am feminine and I'm not due to give any impact beatings because I'm feminine. Although you have broken the order of that, you have touched my body, including sexual abuse of myself because you don't believe in me. And I would like to get to that. How does somebody who has committed a sexual abuse against myself, how do they ask me what my name is and then sexually abuse myself as though they know that I'm the Father, Master of the universe? So I would like to know how we're going to get to that in the afterlife, that I would not give you an impact beating because I'm feminine, and that you are found alone in the wrong and that you are shunning. That's how you can't speak over your own self with yourself. That should keep you quiet. That God would not create you to speak. Well, where is this going to go? Because you already offended alive and made it move in alive that you were going to sexually abuse myself. What are the chances of that? Have you seen the amount of people in this world? Well, that's not my motion, finding out if you're alone in the wrong on myself. That is you being alone in the wrong on yourself. Well, you could have just masturbated. Oh, now you're embarrassed about the word masturbated because you didn't masturbate. You have a lower problem than that. You're not all of the things you're not. You're not employable. You're not a child molester. You don't masturbate. You don't have a problem. You're not gay. What is it? You don't know how to get a death. You're not in prison is what's wrong with you. You're not going to jail. You're not going to jail is not due. In the afterlife, that's where you're going to end up with your shunning. You're shunning whatever you were missing in a life that was shunning. You're doing a jail to fill in the blank as to why you weren't there before. Who's shunning because they're not in a prison? Well, you have to put yourself in a jail and a prison, and if you don't and you're shunning, that's not paid for by the banking. You're not going to be allowed in this world anymore by yourself in the past, as in what you already lived, and then you're not going to get alive again ever. And that's going to be your own self, that you don't have a living of yourself anymore. And that's against that you were alive here before. That means you really did have problems you said no to, right to yourself. Well, if you weren't shunning, that's not true. That means you had a problem and you said no, and you said you were shunning and you weren't shunning. Shunning means you're not physically formed to yourself. You don't see yourself in the mirror if you're shunning. If you say you don't have a problem, that's not true. Somebody else wasn't looking at you. It's your problem. You're abominating that you were shunning. You're abominating myself. That's 2 ways in the wrong. You have to pay your government taxes.